Hello, everybody. I'm Toby Shifsky. I'm the Vice President of Real Estate Education at Kaplan, and I'm here today for our Real Expert webinar, and it's the Digital Agent. Leverage technology to grow your real estate business. I have with us today a very special guest, Julio Orozco. Julio, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today, this morning.
Absolutely. Everybody, if you want to take down Julio's email address there, he is available after the webinar. He has some resources. He's also going to share some resources today. I think you're going to be a little bit motivated and captivated if you're wondering about how you're going to get your marketing message out, how you're going to use technology to your advantage and leverage who you are, your character, your reach, your growth within the industry fast. That's one of the things that Julio is going to help us with today. So let's do this. Just do a little quick housekeeping, everybody. This is going to be about 30 to 40 minutes long. We're going to take your questions. You can put them in the chat. The chat has your name attached to it. Everybody will be able to see your name, so understand that. We're going to do just a couple poll questions during this whole thing. I'm going to start with a poll question. Those are all anonymous. Nobody sees your name in the poll question. Be as truthful as you can. It helps us kind of gear the conversation that we're going to have today to help you guys get as much out of this webinar as possible. So let's do this. I am going to pull this back, and I'm going to say, Julio, let me give you a proper introduction. For everybody here to understand why they're listening to you today as the expert, all right? So, Julio, how many years you been in the business, Julio?
Since 2003.
Since 2000. What did you start when you were 4? Look at how young you look. Oh my gosh, fantastic. How about that? So Julio is a highly regarded real estate professional who's committed to guiding his clients, all right, through every step of the buying and selling process. I think that's what we all hope to do when we come into real estate, especially into residential real estate. But I think there's some application even here on the commercial side. So, Julio specializes in residential property sales, new construction homes, relocation assistance, and more. Julio is known for unmatched dedication, market expertise, and outstanding client service, which has resulted in what I think is probably the most telling part of your bio, Julio. 98% of your transactions are coming from referrals and repeat clients. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Man, that's like the holy grail, right? I mean, the amount of time and effort you get to spend on your marketing efforts is really about the people you serve, as opposed to, sending messages out to people you'll never serve. Super interesting. All right. So thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing to share your knowledge with us. I'm going to do a quick poll question for everybody. This is where everybody gets to play along. So on your computers, go ahead and don't put it in the chat, but answer the poll question. And the first poll question is really just to get an idea of who's here. So this will help Julio and I just kind of guide our conversation. But who's in the audience? How long have you had your real estate license? And generally, we get a pretty big group of people here, Julio, that are currently taking classes at Kaplan. How about less than 3 years? How about these people that jumped in during COVID? How brave are you to jump in during COVID? 3 to 5 years? Once again, you're in that COVID realm. 5 to 10 years? Look at 10 plus years. We got a pile of people in here, 10 plus years. And then even some brand new newbies saying, I'm thinking about real estate. I'm looking for it. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, everybody. I always share the results. So you're going to see the results in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Look at that. 46% of the people, almost half, are currently taking classes. Good for you guys. Education, yes. Right? I mean, Julio, how much knowledge are you going to pile into this 30-minute presentation? How many years have you been working on this, and you're going to pile it all into this 30 minutes today?
Yeah, well, definitely, I would say everything I'm going to be piling in is going to be relatable within the last 5 years.
Within the last 5 years. So you've got 5 years of knowledge of building, accumulating, and you're going to put it into this 30 minutes. There's going to be golden nuggets for everybody here to take away from this program. And even you wise and grizzled veterans, the first time I saw this platform that Julio is going to talk about, I was a part of what we're doing today. bells and whistles went off in my head. And I wonder if it's going to go off in your head. Really like to have you guys participate. We have the chat is available for everybody. So if you want to participate in the chat, go ahead and grab the chat line. We have some people helping. I have Jenna Lucas from Kaplan here helping also drop in some additional resources for you guys. Yep, she's going to help us as we go through this and keep everybody straight. We'll try to answer your questions, so be patient with us. And by the way, if you've been in the business 10 years or 5 years, or you've got some knowledge, feel free to share it in the chat. This is your opportunity to play along also. Just remember, everybody can see your name. So look at that. You got a big shout out from Carista. Harlan, what's up, Julio? All caps. Maybe somebody that knows you there. All right. So let's do this. We have some prepared questions, but the conversation is going to roll pretty quick. All right, everybody. Once again, we record this. If you got to leave for any reason, go ahead. We're going to email this out to you since you've registered for the class within the next week. And once again, Julio's got a little reveal at the end of this, give you guys access to a resource that you're going to be able to go take a look at also. So let me ask real quick, Julio, how has technology changed the way, real estate professionals connect with clients? You've been in since 2003. You've seen the whole .com, kind of bust. And then you've seen the mortgage meltdown and the financial crisis. And then you've seen this big, long, beautiful run since 2012, all the way up through, the giant peak during COVID. And then you've seen this little regression we've had. But how has technology changed the way real estate professionals connect with clients?
Well, it's changed it dramatically. I literally had to take a moment and actually write everything down when I saw, when I was going through these questions, because, and this is something I want to encourage you all as well that are on this call, all 169 people on here, is take the time to actually break things down so that way you can comprehend and understand the importance of your role as a real estate professional. And to me, when understanding how technology has shifted things, it allows me to then focus on those things. So for instance, like I've realized it's enhanced me, it has helped me enhance my communication. And what ways? Obviously with CRM systems, with AI systems, with text and video messaging systems, just those 3 things alone can go so far. And yet I would have to say more than 70% of agents are not even utilizing just those 3 things. And so
isn't that shocking? That always shocks me. And he's not wrong, guys. I think your numbers, Julio, are really close to what we see. We do survey our students. We ask them. We ask existing agents. We offer tools. But the tools we look at today are being offered in a couple of our bigger programs. Our Real Estate Accelerator coaching that we offer for new agents right out of, when you come out of school, you're going to know everything about all the license law and all that kind of, guaranteed not to, you're not going to go into an orange jumpsuit right away because you're going to know the laws when you come out of our licensing classes. But understanding the business of real estate is a little bit different. Most states don't allow us to teach that in licensing. So we created a program called Real Estate Accelerator. What do you got to do? It's about lead generation. It's about understanding how to use a CRM, right? Your customer retention management tool, your database manager. It's about using tools like this. And so we provide some of those tools in not only in our Real Estate Accelerator, but in our Buyer Agency Professional designation course. And so, guys, you'll get more information on that stuff later, needless to say. But here's the shocking thing. We're looking at over half the people in real estate today still don't use an organized CRM. They're using spreadsheets. They're using books. They're using maybe wish lists. They're using scraps of paper. There is an opportunity for people to organize themselves around how they're going to connect with their customers, and then how they're going to communicate with them. I know we're going to talk quite a bit about how we're going to communicate with them. Tell me, what technology do you use to kind of, because it can be overwhelming. If you've got nothing, and I know we got people who have been in here for 5 years, 10 years, and sometimes you don't even know where to start, right? What technology do you use to kind of make your life easier, I should say, and still employ it all?
Right here.
Do you run it all off the phone?
I literally run everything off my phone, my iPad, and my computer. Everything obviously is synced for me.
Yeah.
So as y'all can see, I'm in a hotel room. I'm actually on vacation, Toby. But I wanted to take this time because I understand the importance of, again, not only helping other individuals have the success with what we're going to be discussing, but the importance of as well as like how easy it is for us to utilize technology at our fingertips, but to be able to generate the business wherever you're at. Doesn't matter whether you're at the office or outside of the office. I'm going to give you guys a quick tip here of what I do when it comes down to communication. Um, when it comes down to communication, the best platform I use is text messaging. Okay. And
Yeah.
what I mean by text messaging is like, let's just say I'm currently right now in Carlsbad, California. Okay. I don't live in Carlsbad, California. However, that doesn't stop me from reaching out to individuals that I know that live within an hour circumference of Carlsbad. So prior to me coming to this trip, I actually text them, said, hey, I'm going to be in your area. I would love to connect. Let's have lunch. Let's have coffee. Hey, I'm going to be at this resort. Can you meet me at the lobby at this time? I already met with an individual. He's a Marine, obviously serves our country, loves our country. I met with him for coffee yesterday. He bought his first house last year, this time exactly. Why? Because this time exactly, I was here last year. And so I make it a point to reach out to those individuals. So I always tell myself and I always tell agents, no matter where you're driving, no matter where you're going, start thinking of who's around that area that you know that you can simply text them and say, hey, I'm in the area, just thinking of you, just wanted to check in. How are things? And you will be amazed on how much business will come out of that simple text. But most importantly, you'll be amazed on how people will then become your cheerleaders when it comes down to them cheering you on to succeed in the business because they see the genuine and authenticity that you're bringing to the table each and every time.
Interesting. I like it. So, if you haven't figured it out, all those people here have been in business for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, you realize very quickly, a lot of people get into real estate because they love architecture and they like to talk to people, and that's great. The talking to people part's really good. But really, you're moving into the lead generation business.
Mm-hmm.
And you have turned it into, I'm going somewhere. I've got an opportunity to have somebody come meet me, maybe even you're at the Four Seasons, come meet me at some place kind of special, and we'll
Yeah.
have a coffee, and I get to talk smart about real estate, and I get to connect with you. And if there's ever a business opportunity, who are they going to think of other than you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not at the Four Seasons. I am in a hotel. This isn't my bedroom, everybody, but I'm in Las Vegas for a conference, staying at the Aria, which is a nice hotel. But okay, so you're streamlining your workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is done through your phone. You do have a computer, though. There are some things that you still do on your computer,
Correct.
right? But
Yeah.
your phone is connected through everything. And so, number one, all devices need to be connected. Let me ask you, your phone, do you use Apple or do you use something else, Android, or what do you use?
Yeah. So me personally, I was a big PC guy, literally, I think my whole life up until 2015 when I flipped everything to Mac, to Apple.
Yep.
And it works for me. Like
Yeah.
it works for me. And so therefore everything's super simple for me to be able to, again, dialogue from my iPad, to my computer, to my phone, to even my Apple Watch, right? Like I if I miss an opportunity, it's because it's shame on me and I didn't
Yes.
take the opportunity because I have the tools right there and then.
So I think the key here, I have a son, just graduated college, computer engineer,
Mhm.
and he did not like Apple. He was all about doing built his own computer at 12 years old, PC guy all the way through. And he says, "Why do you sit with Apple?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, man. And I'm not getting paid by Apple at all. But I say it just works, right? I can sync everything. It's in its ecosystem. And here's the deal. I think that because now he's an Apple too, because it just works. But the key for you is whatever system you use, it
Mhm.
shouldn't be difficult. It
Mhm.
shouldn't be hard because then it'll be a grind and a grudgery. how beautiful it is that you can pick up your phone and be connected to your business,
Mhm.
all of your business, all your
Mhm.
stats, all your things, all your messaging, everything. No matter where you go in the country, you can be connected.
Mhm.
Or you're in Carlsbad, or you're sitting in Las Vegas, wherever. All right.
Mhm.
So let's do this. Let's jump in. Our students, I think I said it before, for Real
Mhm.
Estate Accelerator and for Buyer Agency Professional, get 6 months free of a platform called Kaydoh. I think you're going to demonstrate that today.
Mhm.
What is the first thing that people should understand or do with a kind of a digital messaging platform? I
Mhm.
don't think a lot of people even know what we're talking about. Are you going to be able to show us kind of what we're looking at, and what do you think the first thing people should do employing kind of a digital asset for sending a clear message to client?
Yeah. So yes, in regards to this platform we're going to be discussing, this platform, it's been a tremendous accelerator in my business because it's constantly keeping me ahead of um, you know, not just my local competition.
Right.
And I say that in a way where at the end of the day we're going to be competing with each other, right? And here's the thing that I've learned though through the years is that if I'm going to lose to one of my competitors a listing appointment, I want to make sure that I lost because they just had everything dialed in, right? And
Right.
if I'm going to win, I want to make sure I have everything dialed in. And so I share this because with this software, with this system, what it allows you, whether you're just joining the business, you've been in the business for a couple of years, or you've been in the business for as long as I have, right? Innovation is key when it comes down to understanding how your consumer are already thinking. You have to remember this. Our clients are being pitched at every single day from their computers, from their
Ah,
smartphones, from ads, when they're traveling. I mean, I checked into our hotel and I mean, they gave me my literally my key with like a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it's like one thing after another, right? So and it's everything again, we're now post, COVID. So everything's scan here, scan there.
ah,
You want to go to the spa, scan the spa, QR code. You want this, everything is digitalized. And so if our consumers are seeing that on a daily basis, but here we come with the pen and paper, they're gonna be like, okay, this feels a little too dated,
are
right?
you feeling that? Are people like look at you a little sideways until you kind of buffed up
Oh,
your game? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I see that, and I see that with agents across the board that, when I sit down with agents and I coach agents as well from time to time, I'm like, okay, pitch me your listing presentation or pitch me, hey, we're the coffee shop. And I
Yeah.
see you that, you're talking on the phone right now with somebody about real estate. I'm going to approach you and I'm say, hey, I heard you, sorry to barge your conversation. I heard you were talking about real estate. Like, so how's the market? Like, I want to know a little bit more about the market because I'm thinking of selling.
Yeah.
And if you come at me, you're like, well, again, this is where this software is going to help you not only bring your organization in of your business, but as
Yeah.
well as going to challenge you to bring what you know about the business. And this is where it's going to be displayed because once you have the platform and once
Yeah.
you have the presentation to display it, that's when people immediately have the trust in you because they see that you've put
Well,
the
it's
time.
real all of a sudden, right?
Correct.
I mean,
It becomes
because
real. Correct.
that's how you gather a lot of your information. Now, it's no secret. Like 86% of all buyers
Yeah.
or even sellers are out searching on the internet, right? They're getting
Correct.
information off of platforms and
Correct.
Zillow and Realtor.com and Homes and
Correct.
everything, or even your own website that maybe you set up for them,
Right.
but they're still looking on other websites, right? They're all over the place,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and they're getting information presented to them kind of in a very polished way.
Correct.
And so this is the part about technology. This is the part that still shocks and amazes me is that you, an individual, especially if you're newer to the business, you can look like you've been in the business for a long time with the use of technology. And
Yeah.
those people who've been in business, take a look at this. You want to take us through kind of I think you prepared a little something. You want to take us through some of what we're really looking at,
Yeah,
and then set
absolutely.
it up. Like,
Yeah.
how would you use this? How would you start with a client, and then how would you like? This is what I'd say. I got to send you a thing. I mean, how would you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem. So just to save everybody time, because I know shout out to whoever's buying groceries and is also on the Zoom call at the same time. I got, yeah, I got to give you kudos for that. So,
Yeah.
so with that, taking that in consideration, okay, don't worry. You don't have to worry about doing screenshots of everything I'm gonna present to you guys. I again created a Kaydoh page with all of these tile pages included on there. So that way when it gets emailed to everybody and everybody has it, you can go on your own time. You're not gonna miss anything. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss something. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. So just to be clear, when we send this out afterwards, so even though you're here for
Yeah.
the whole thing, we're going to send it out. We'll have this address of this resource for you guys all
Yeah.
in.
So just want
And
to
plus,
give
I think,
everybody some time to breathe.
yeah, and I think Jenna might, once you put it up and you start going through it, Jenna will drop it in at the end, just in the
Yeah.
chat too, if people want to click on it and go there right
Right.
now.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, so let's jump into it real quick.
I'll set
And
it up. How do you use it? You talk to a client and then I prepare something or,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So let's just say, Toby, I met you. We're
yeah.
both at a business conference, right? And so first and foremost, my business cards actually have a QR code.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And so, as you all know, when we give a business card to an individual, it's a 50-50 chance they're either going to remember you or they're going to throw your card away, plain and simple. And so one of the things, actually, this is even prior to COVID. I've been running with this even prior to COVID. So I was always ahead of my time. And again, because I'm constantly thinking, what's being pitched to my clientele, and then how I need to pivot so then that way I can be ahead of the game.
Sure.
And so prior to COVID, I was already utilizing QR codes. I was already utilizing a lot of the stuff that when COVID hit, the whole world shifted. And for me, actually, the stat that you shared where my business prior to COVID was less than 98% of retention and referred business. During
Mhm.
COVID and after COVID, that's actually during COVID, I hit 100%.
Wow.
2021, I still kept 100%.
Wow.
Now I tailored down to about 98%. And the
Wow.
reason why is because this has helped me to understand the importance, again, of communication, but the importance of relationship, the importance of influence, the importance of how can I continue to set myself different from everyone else. So, again, when I give you my business card, you're gonna have a QR code. And believe me, I'm that guy that I scan every QR code that I get from realtors in my mailers. I'm scanning my mail. I'm like, okay, I want to see
Yeah.
what this realtor
What
did.
are they doing? Yeah. What's
How they're
going on?
doing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to compete with them,
Yeah.
I got
Beg, borrow, steal, man. If you see something good, oh, that looks good. How am I going to do that?
exactly. And
Yeah.
so, and I say that in a great way, because again, it's not that I'm trying to, okay, I'm better than them. No, it's like, okay, I'm ahead. But believe me, I've scanned those ones where I'm like, ooh, okay,
Yeah.
I like
I got
this.
some work to do.
Yeah. Or I like this because now it's like, I don't want to copy that, but simply say, okay, I see what they did, but then I go into my creative mode, and then let me create something that's going to help me elevate myself to that standard or bypass their standard. Okay.
Got it. All right.
So when you scan my QR code, like I said, it's going to land you to a page where it's actually a video of me simply saying, hey, thank you so much for taking the time and scanning the QR code on my business card. That means that we met somewhere, and I will love to know and reconnect with you. So down below, just simply give me a call, shoot me a text, or if you want some more information about the real estate resources that maybe we discussed, I've included those down below for you. So that way you can kind of get a feel of how I bring in innovation into real
Sure.
estate, and hopefully we can be able to work one day together. That's my
Cool.
pitch. That's my
Yeah.
video. And that's my business card.
Love it. Love it. All right. So show us what is how do you use it? What did you set up for us today? You built something for this, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I built this literally in the last, I don't even know how long it was, but
20 minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all see you guys all see this, correct? Let me,
Yes. I can see it.
you see the Kaydoh page says I made this for you.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So, again, this was created 20 minutes ago. And as you can see, I already have a video embedded in this of my hotel room because this is a video explaining of how excited I am about you guys joining me here today, but as well on how you guys are gonna be able to see everything down below. So let's start.
So Kaydoh, so this is the Kaydoh platform, but in Kaydoh, you can create an individual
Site.
paid
Yep.
a website, really a private website for somebody. You can just be one-to-one, but it creates a unique URL
Correct.
and a QR code, and you can ship both of them off to somebody in any way you want, right? And say, hey, go here, and I got a message for you.
Yeah, correct. And the beautiful thing about this is that every page that you create is going to create its own individual QR code. And so I'll show you guys the back end stuff on how and why I utilize and how I utilize the analytics for this page with Kaydoh, because Kaydoh also gives us analytics for a lot of things. So let's just start off real quick. Like I said, with the business card, Toby, we met. I gave you my business card. You scan my business card. This is where the business card will lead you to. The moment you scanned it, boom, there's that video I was talking about, right? There's that tab where you can call me. There's that tab where you can email me. But then down below, I'm giving you now valuable information. Hey, Toby, here's a way for you to get a free instant home evaluation report. Hey, Toby, here's actually new developments. You know, if you're looking for new developments throughout the Bay Area or wherever it is that you're looking at, right? And here's one thing I loved about Kaydoh when Kaydoh rolled out this platform. In any brokerage, we get bombarded with all these tools, right? And the problem with all these tools is that as agents, it's very difficult for us to be able to give our clients a tool that's going to be, utilized in a way where everything's going to be together. It's always individually. And so we're individually sending this, individually sending that. But now with Kaydoh, I'm able to bring all these tools together. So for instance, just on this page of my business card, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tools, all within one platform. That's the beauty of Kaydoh, is that I'm now able to utilize all the tools, not all the tools, but some of my tools I have that I use constantly, and bring them and let them be highlighted into one singular page where now it's bringing value to a consumer, but it's also adding value to me because now a consumer's seeing, wow, wait, this individual organized all of this. This individual took time to build this. So if he's going to sell my house or if he's going to represent me buy a house, like I already know he's going to put the time. I already know he's going to continue to.
Yeah, you already look like a pro. What happens when you click into view one of those?
So yeah. So great. So like if I wanted, let me check out my valuation. I type in an address. The beautiful thing about this is that let's just I don't know. Let me just take this was a previous client of mine, so let me just take their address here, and then I click that. Here's a beautiful thing. This is actually through Real Scout. I don't know if you guys have heard of Real Scout or not, but Real Scout, now what just happened is I type in the address. It now just goes into my CRM, and now actually just sent me a text that somebody typed in an address, and I get this report on my phone because remember, going back to everything's digitalized and everything's connected, right?
And you set all this up in the back end with the Kaydoh platform, right? You've got your admin access to your instance.
Yep, exactly. So, so again, that allows me to, here, let me get rid of this chat real quick. Hold on, because the chat's throwing me off. Sorry, guys. All right, there we go. So then now it's allowing me to, again, when I go here and I click my free valuation, now the consumers just filled it out. I just got alerted that somebody filled it out. And now, again, everything going back to technology. How am I utilizing it and how is it helping me get success? Boom, there it is, right?
And on that back end in the platform, you get to set up the branding for the site, like because if you're working at a brokerage, you've got to prominently place the brokerage name,
correct,
colors, and all that kind of stuff. But you are the product here.
I mean, you're the product, correct?
Because so legally, you got to do what your marketing says because you can't go incognito here as a professional. You
correct.
have to make sure you're marketing properly. But you get to set You're the product here.
Correct. And so same thing goes with new developments. New developments now I use for our MLS in California, we're able to utilize this tool where now if I type in a city, so I'm in Carlsbad at the moment, I want to know what new developments are in Carlsbad. Boom. It gives me all the new development communities. So now as a new agent, hear me out. Okay.
Yeah.
Hear me out, new agents, and hear me out, season agents, the ones that were like, we don't have content or we don't have this and I don't have no inventory. This is your inventory. I can now literally go and say, you know what? There's this new development here. I want to go to this place. Okay, it's built by Woodside Homes. It's a great developer here in California. I'm gonna, find out what's the address. I click on the address. Boom, it gives me the specs. I now can go and then now film a 1 to 2 minute video about this community, put it in my social media, and then boom. Now I can say, hey everyone, I'm currently in Carlsbad. I'm viewing new construction. I would love for you guys to know more about this new construction development. Here's the link down below. And then again, this goes to my CRM.
Got it. So when you did that little video for us on the main page, and you said, "Hey everybody, this is a little introduction," you can literally create a video to a specific client or a group of people and say, "Hey, I'm in Carlsbad. There's this fantastic development I found. This brand new development." And then you can put the tile in there with this new development, with that the information already in there.
Right.
Super cool.
Yeah. And so again, remember what I said earlier, like there's no reason why we should not be able to engage with clients, but as well engage with people anywhere we're at, right? So same thing goes with view open houses, search for active listings, understanding the legal framework. This is something we can all utilize because this is not something that I developed. I went to my partner. So for instance, at the moment, I'm utilizing, Orange Coast Title. And so like, I go to their website, I pull up, hey, I want to know all the 1031 exchange. Boom. This is how it works. 1031.
So let's back up a second. So you just clicked into a tile and it came to another page. With a bunch of tiles.
Which is specific to just escrow and title.
Just to escrow and title. And you guys built this page, but the assets, the material is from another business partner that you're familiar with who said, yeah, you can use this content. Go ahead. Because our name's all over it. And you built the tile. So how do they pay? I know we're at 36 minutes already, and my people got 1,000 questions. How hard is it to load one of those up? I mean, what's the back end look like?
The back end look like let's say if I wanted to do so, the back end would look like this, right? So I come here, and this is my back end. So let's say I'm gonna build something completely brand new, right? So I just go in here, and when I go to add content tiles, I can record a video, add a PDF, add a link. This is like if I'm going to use that MLS new construction link, this is where I'm going to drop it. I can drop a Matterport. I can add photos, an e-form. I'll show you how an e-form works. Or I can search my library. So the beautiful thing about the search my library is that as you're building pages, all of these pages are staying within your librabry. So look at
just grab it.
I have 126 pages in my library.
Assets that you just grab and drop it into well, you're sending a message, a personal website to somebody. You grab the pieces you've already built, you reuse, you don't, and it's click, click, click.
And so like let's say I saw somebody on here for Arizona, right? So like, let's say I'm going to Arizona City. I want to see their market report. I click on that. I want to see how that's going to look like. I hit the little view button. Boom. This is raw data, live data of Arizona City and Arizona. And this tells me the days of seller's market is 33 days. This is a medium sales price. Everything is broken down for me.
Now, is this reporting a part of Kaydoh, or is this a special report that you have access to?
No, the beautiful thing is that with Kaydoh created a partnership with this Altos research company.
Got it.
So what I love about it is that in Kaydoh, this is already built in, where before, for instance, we have access to this. I have access to this on a separate site, But once Kaydoh brought the integration, I was like, oh, there's no need for me to be paying for this any longer because now it's incorporated into Kaydoh and it's giving me raw data, but at the same time, it's giving me the data that I need to be able to, facilitate to any consumer.
This seems almost like I mean, it's very obvious to me, but I've been around it for a long time. So can you give what's a quick example of a time when Kaydoh kind of helped you secure that you probably a business that you probably wouldn't have won otherwise?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me close these out real quick. A good one of that would be, let's say this one. Okay, I'm going to use the listing presentation example. Now mine,
You have your listing presentation in a tile already pre-made up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so mine, I was going up against a big team. They, in all transparency, they sell a lot more because they're a big team. I don't have a team. It's just me. A big team, well known. And, but I knew that this team didn't have access to the software. I knew that this team was not going to present this listing presentation like I was. And so when I went to the listing presentation, I had this built out already. And I have it built out in two ways. One, I have it built out exactly how this is. And the second way, I duplicate it and I have it built out now with the message towards the seller. So the moment that I leave that listing presentation, I text the seller, hey, thank you once again for having me. Here's the Kaydoh page. I don't say Kaydoh page, but I say, here's the link to everything we discussed in person. So please make sure to revisit that information. I cannot wait for us to reconnect and hear that I am going to be representing you as your listing agent. And so when I go into my listing presentation, I obviously include my CMA, which is obviously, her CMA. I include this buyer's demand report for her exact area, for her exact location. I include a market report for her exact location. But then I also showcase to them like, hey, and by the way, when we go live on your property, this is how we're going to market your property. These are all listings that we have sold recently. And this is the type of marketing we do. So for instance, like once we go live and once I do the videos for your property, I do your pictures for your property, my team comes in and we do everything. This is how it's going to be marketed to the public. And of course, when they see this, they're like, wait, this is the type of videos you're doing? I'm like, this is the type of video we're going to do. This is the market reports we're going to add. This is, the development projects and all of that. And so this property, for instance, I listed it for $1,499,000. It was the highest list property in the area at the time. And I ended up selling for $1,650,000.
Nice.
And so again, it's because, but then again, the seller now has access to all of my stuff that I've done recently.
Sure.
Fingertips at that moment. So of course, right when I walked away, I text her, and then I had in this message. I wanted to take a moment to express the gratitude for welcoming me into your home for a preview. It was a pleasure getting firsthand a look at the property and envision the potential of what it holds. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to explore the spaces and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Super. You know what I'm saying? So now I did not just leave her with a marketing booklet of everything we discussed, but now I immediately followed up with a text message. And again, going back to communication, that's how you communicate. The quicker you can communicate to the clientele, the quicker they're understanding, yes, this is the right individual for me.
Yeah. Love it. Speed solution.
Yeah. So again, this is the actual page you will all be receiving here. And so when you go through this is going to go through that listing presentation. This is going to go through, I had the opportunity early last year to help a new developer in the city of Los Altos. I went to go preview this actually for a client, a potential buyer of mine, that we were looking for something similar to this. Well, once we were there, I saw the opportunity of, wait, I can help this developer actually market this property and bring up their standards to a whole nother level. So I asked, hey, if you don't mind, can I take all of your open houses? I'm going to do all the marketing for you guys for free because I was going to build everything on Kaydoh. I'm going to do everything for free. I'm like, all I ask is that you give me first hands for me to be a part of the open houses in this new development. 10 units. The lowest unit was selling for 2.3 million. Who wouldn't want that development?
Yeah. Nice.
Right. So when you click on that, this was the page that was created for the development. and in which we added on QR codes, flyers, postcards, everything would always lead everybody to this page. And so
Nice
now,
name on the development. Was it really First Place Village? That's
yeah,
fantastic.
that's what it was. And so I incorporated the video for the place. I incorporated the price points, the 5 unique plans, the amenities, right? Meet the developer, you know, again, commercial, because it was also commercial spaces
Yeah,
there.
brilliant.
And so
Brilliant.
again, and then the beautiful thing is I got to brand it with the developer. So this was the developer here.
Yeah, nice.
And so I say that because now fast forward, the project is actually almost done. They're down to 2 units left, which is the commercial side of it, but all the residential got all sold. And
Nice.
we got the opportunity to actually represent 2 of those buyers that bought in this development. So
Nice.
my question to you all is, did that work? Absolutely, it worked, right? But again, it gave the developer that opportunity to see how we operate and how we worked. And the best thing about it is that I now have an awesome relationship with the developer. And so they're now looking at like, hey, on our next project, can we partner as well again and for you to do all of our marketing?
Yeah, fantastic.
Make sense?
Fantastic. It makes
Um,
total sense.
And so again, you're going to go over, you know, how to do that, how to add new builds, you know, new construction. We kind of talked about a little bit, your
Yeah,
business card, a Kaydoh business card,
yeah.
how to do new listings. Again, when I captured a new listing, you kind of already got a feel of, you know, how we build them out. Here's a fun one, new laws in California. As we were approaching the holidays, right, of last year, these laws were already getting promoted in California. Hey, here's the new laws that are coming into the state and into federal laws in regards to real estate. So what did I do? I created a quick video explaining this. I then went ahead and added those laws on here for 2020, new general laws, new real estate laws for 2025. They click on it, boom, there it is. Those are all the new laws that came in play, right? The beautiful thing about this is that, again, the way I got this out was social media, because again, these are all linkable, and these are
Yeah.
all shareable links. So social media, obviously mail merge, when I emailed all my clientele, all my database,
Yeah.
and individual clientele that I knew that was looking for this kind of information, I texted to them, right? And then I incorporated all this
Yeah.
information about
So
the
think
law.
about that. I think just for everybody, think about that. You texted a link
Mhm.
to this wealth of information that people can take in the bite size, categories that they're interested in. It's not, they don't have to hunt and search. It's
Right.
really right there, right? Organized, neat, and they're reusable tiles. How about this? That one where you had the PDF of the laws, is it easy to update if the laws you need to put a different PDF in there? Can
Oh,
you?
absolutely, 100%. Like, let's say if I wanted to go in there and change one of these laws. Let's say I wanted to change supplemental tax law, right? So on the back end, I just go back to my Kaydoh page, and then on here, I'm gonna go to my pages, and then I can type it in like, laws, and then
Yep.
it will populate for me my pages, which is here.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah.
go to edit, and then see where it says views 31. That gives
Oh,
me the analytics that I've had 31 views on this singular page of laws. And
nice.
so then I go to gallery, video content. So this is supplements taxes. I just go to
Yep.
edit, and then I replace content. Boom, it's done.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So
Cool.
super simple to make modifications.
Well,
And the
and tell
thing
me,
is
I mean,
about,
everybody, you're doing a lot of this stuff. You have been doing this stuff yourself. Clearly, you maneuver through this really well.
yeah.
One person can look like an entire brokerage.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you absolutely can look like an entire brokerage.
Right. Right.
And so the last 2 tiles here is farming. I know a lot of us is like, well, how can I utilize Kaydoh for farming? Again, this was a farm that I created where I was giving the homeowners 3 specific tools of that, what they can utilize. So I
Yeah.
sent out a flyer to those homeowners. They had a QR code, and then from there they scanned it, and then boom. Sign up for a free market snapshot of your neighborhood, market
Yeah.
update about your neighborhood. You want to know your evaluation of your home. Here it is. But then I explained everything down in detail. And again, it's branded to you. And then of course, all your testimonials you have. And so again, this is a great way to
Super cool.
utilize
Super cool.
something and go into it. Now, I
Who-
did see some folks here from Arizona. So I just had the privilege. This is literally brand new. I have a client relocating from California to Arizona. So I had the privilege to connect with somebody amazing out there. And what I realized while I was out there was that there's still a big, deficiency when it comes down to people in California understanding whether or not Arizona is going to work for them in regards to the state for them to move to.
Sure.
And so it gave me this idea of like, wait a minute, I can create something with that partnership. And so we created this, and now we've been getting really good success. My buyers were like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. This was helpful. But it also created with Christy that relationship with my clientele in a way where they were like, yes, you found the right agent for us in Arizona. And so we say thank you for that. But again, it's a quick video. And then I broke everything down. View homes in Peoria, Arizona, neighborhoods in Peoria, Arizona. Here's the thing about all of this, guys. All of this is already done for us through homes.com. Because when I click on this, it takes me to a homes.com page that's broken down for neighborhoods in Peoria, Arizona. It breaks everything down for me. But what I found out through this is that the clients don't have the time to go through homes.com, don't have the time to go through every single. So when I put everything down for them and put it here, this gave them not only an opportunity, but it also allowed them to really narrow down
Where they?
where they want to go. And so I actually jumped on the plane with my clients. We went to Arizona for 4 days, toured properties. But again, although I was in Arizona, in a state that I don't practice real estate, but I have a phenomenal partner, and here she is, Christy, right? I have a phenomenal partner that while I was out there, I'm filming content, I'm talking about Arizona, but then I created this page so that way, as people are asking me, and I actually had 3 other clients of mine that reached out. They're like, wait, you're in Arizona? Like, I didn't know you can sell in Arizona. And I was like, well, I can, but it's because of the partnerships I have.
Well, Julio, we do real estate licensing education. You could get licensed in Arizona
Exactly.
too.
I need to come to you, Toby. Exactly. And so, like, I say all this because see how, again, Kaydoh allows me to expand as much as I need to. And I
Yeah,
think
super cool.
as
Yeah,
real
even
estate
into another
professionals,
state, into a
even into
remote
other
business.
states, exactly. Even into other states. So don't be scared of expanding, but as well, expand to where you have the capability to,
Yeah.
and you will see the success you will get. So, make sense?
Julio, you have been awesome. We could go literally for hours here, but the key, I think, everybody is make your technology work. Communication, right?
Mhm.
Instant communication is key. Very clear communication. I mean, I love this platform because it allows you to send very clear messages and multiple messages in neat, bite-sizable, packages that are easy for people to understand. I heard somebody here said, "Hey, can you print that out and give it to somebody who's not very tech savvy?" I tell you what, and I've heard of people having an iPad. When you've got a big client, you teach them how to use an iPad, and that's pretty simple. It's really touch and go, and leave it with them while you're going through their search, and you can send the electronic thing to them. I mean, this is a kind of thing that allows people to really kind of explore and go as deep as they want to go, allows you to present an image and a picture. There are other platforms out there. I know there are some big brokerages with other big stuff. I haven't found one as kind of simple and clean and neat as Kaydoh yet. So I'm really glad you're here, Julio, to kind of help us kind of walk through a use case, a couple of them, and then demonstrate how fast it is to put this stuff up. That's fantastic. I think Jenna, everybody who's in the webinar, in the chat, I believe you did put in the address for Julio's stuff. Yeah, there it is. Explore his interactive. Grab that now if you want to click on those links in there. And then also for our Real Estate Accelerator and Buyer Agency Professional course, where you get 6 months free. After that, there is a monthly fee. It's anywhere from I think it's like $24.95 to you can spend a big dollars on the Kaydoh package if you want to. But you can go to their website, you can take a look at what it costs in the end. But you get to try it for free if you're in one of our programs, and it doesn't cost you anything. But find a tool like this. Find something where you can communicate quickly. Any other last kind of parting shots, so to say, Julio?
Yeah, I would say now that you guys have the link, please take the time, go through that. Again, I've given you guys these tools because I know you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
And as long as you guys take the time to understand what Kaydoh can do for you, believe me, I cannot wait to hear with Toby all the success you guys are having, because every page that is being shared has a success story behind it. Otherwise, I would not be sharing those pages.
Ah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Julio, thank you so much for being a part of our Real Expert today. I appreciate you, appreciate your time, and appreciate your professionalism. Thank you.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. I'm going to do this. We're going to put the webinar kind of finish screen back up. We are done for the day. I want to thank you all for coming. Don't be grab those links as fast as you can. Otherwise, you can wait for us to mail this out, and you will be getting it in your email. You can then share that with other people if you want to. If you think somebody else should be looking at this, your partner or your broker or somebody, go ahead and share it out. Appreciate that. And Julio, once again, thank you for being here today. Thanks, everybody. All right. Take care.